Choose one.
Look, I'm in Tahoe. I'm not in Tahoe. But let's go ahead and begin. So for today, we're going to do ETV cycle 2. We're going to focus on extraction in this video. So we have to do a couple of steps. So the very first step I would want you all to do is to download the information from Canvas. And I happen to already do this, have done this. We have the Excel file, and we have the ETV cycle QMD. So I'm going to open up my directory. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. Interesting. Open up data, and then I'm going to move my NBA GOATs data frame here. Okay, NBA GOATs, we're looking at Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. Fun stuff. R, and I'm going to go to R, ETV cycles, and then create a new directory called ETV cycle 2. And that is, now I'm going to put the file in here. Then we're good. My download is clean and I can exit out of that. All right. So before we actually go into the positron, it's imperative that we take a step back and look at the actual data. Okay, let's look at the data. With regards to the CSV, I'm pretty sure most of us have seen a CSV as well as an Excel sheet. But one little caveat that the Excel file, my apologies, has that the CSV does not is multiple sheets. Okay, multiple sheets. So here we have KB for Kobe Bryant. I believe this is his first 15 seasons. Okay. LeBron James, first 15 seasons. Michael Jordan, first 15 seasons. Right? And what we would want to do is bring all this information into R and then combine them in some way, shape, or form. Some small nuance or something to note is that each and every one of these data frames has the same columns. And it's important to note in terms of combining them. We have variable names, what each variable name means, which is cool and fascinating. And lets us know what information that we have. And then last but not least, I'm pretty sure we might do another video on this in terms of division. So we have the teams that the players played for, as well as the teams that players played against in terms of the following variable. I believe it's right here, the oppositions. So that's the data. Okay, it's imperative that you actually see the data before we actually bring it into R and then do some transformations. So with that, with no further ado, I think that's how you say it. Let's go to positron. So if I go to positron, okay, I'm already in this directory. This is my class directory. Let me just close that. That's fine. And now what I'm going to do is just make this as big as possible. Okay. And then from there, I'm going to open up. On the desktop that directory, our class directory. Okay. So open up this. That's what I want. So that's that. So I can go ahead and close this. Cascade that. We're good. So now I have my ETV cycle 2. So again, this data set that we're going to bring into R is the NBA data set, or at least I said GOATs data frame in terms of Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant. And what we would want to do is gain access to all these 3 players in terms of the data, and then concatenate them, or at least combine them in some way, shape, form, and then answer these 2 questions. How does career average points per game compare across Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant? And how does each player's scoring evolve season by season? That one's going to be an interesting graphic, I can tell you that. But player scoring across. Okay, that's fine. So with that being said, let's take a brief moment and bring in some packages that we're going to use. So one package, or aka library, that we're going to bring and use is the here package. Okay, and that's so that we can actually direct the R console to that directory where the data lives. I'm going to do one thing. I don't like to work out of this mode. I'm going to edit source mode. Okay, come on, please let me. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to use the here library. Then I'm going to use read Excel. So we're going to utilize the read Excel package to be able to bring in the Excel files. We're going to then use dplyr to make transformations, bind the rows of the data frames. That'll make more sense in a little bit. We're going to use ggplot to make our visualization. And then we're going to do some reordering, ggplot2, in terms of our factors. So we're going to use forecats. Okay, we're going to use forecats. All right. One moment. To my knowledge, you haven't installed Read Excel. So that's the only package we have. That's a new package that we haven't seen before. So we're going to do install within the console.package in quotation marks. If I can type, my apologies, I messed up. You can clear that. So install packages, then just type read Excel in double or single quotes. Either one works. Okay. So I'm not going to do that because I already have it installed. I'm just going to go ahead and run this chunk. Okay. I look at the console. No errors. We're good to go. All right. So the very first side question says, why is read Excel kept separate from readr rather than merge into one package? Is because readr is really created to maximize reading in CSVs. Optimize to read in CSVs, whereas read Excel is dedicated to handle data in that specific format. They're just created for those particular formats and that particular formats so it can perform well. Okay, so it's nice to keep it separate. With that being said, learning moment 2. I need to get more excited for learning moments. So in terms of learning moments, we're going to utilize this function called read Excel, but taking a step back, I actually reformatted my code. I wanted to go in one direction. I decided to do it in another. What I mean by that is I took this path to goat out of each of the read Excel. So read Excel is going to allow us to bring in the actual file, but it's redundant for us to keep utilizing the same function over and over and over again. So what I decided to do, I'm going to comment this out with command / and then just run this. I decided to just create a object with just this information, path to goat, so I can use that 3 times for each player. Okay. So what I'm going to do with path to goat is I'm going to plug it into this, and then uncomment this. Okay. And so since Michael Jordan's in the, I think Kobe Bryant's in the first place. Kobe Bryant is in first, second, and then third is LeBron, then Michael. What this means that I need to put for this argument 3 for Michael, 2 for LeBron, and then 1 for Kobe. And so when I run this, it's going to all appear, or it should all appear. Oh no. Should be a capital D. It should be sensitive. 1 second. It is sensitive. I forgot to put the lowercase s here. So let's see if this runs it. Okay, now we have the data. Okay, now we have the players here. So that's good. And so the thing is, we could keep it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, or 3, 2, 1. But the issue is that, let's say, for example, someone comes along and changes the order. Because initially I thought it was MJ, because in my book, Michael Jordan always comes first. But what I'll do is instead is just give it the labels. Give it the labels. So MJ instead, So in case someone comes in and changes the order, that wouldn't impact my code. So this will be then Kobe Bryant. And now when I run this, nothing will change, but at least I know that I have a more reproducible data frame, or at least data process in terms of our data. All right, so that's extraction, but let's answer some questions just so we can get a better understanding. What does the sheet argument in read Excel specify the actual data? The tab in Excel you want to bring in. Okay, how would you list all the sheet names in Excel in an Excel file without opening Excel? This is really cool. And so what you can do is you can just say read, Excel sheets, Excel underscore sheets, and then you can just say path to GOAT, and then you can see all the tabs that are possible right here, which is cool. And then last but not least, again, if a colleague rearranges the actual workbook, which one's more reproducible? Which one will break? If you put sheet is equal to 3, that's going to break, because if 3 can now be MJ, 3 can now be the abbreviations. So it's imperative that we just use the sheet name rather than the sheet number. Okay, so which one breaks? So sheet equals 3. Okay, so that is extraction. Thank you so much. Come back for transformation.